What is happening, y'all? Welcome back to another Omni video. Now I wanted to make a quick video on Clash Domain because some of you, if not most of you, are still having some problems on how to do better in Clash Domain. I have already released one video on Clash Domain. The previous video was about for Clash Domain was basically explaining everything in Clash Domain. You can also find a link under in the description, which to a text explanation if you like that one. Now, I wanted this video is going to be more of a walkthrough or guide type of stuff. So let's just start with it. Now, before going into now, I will divide this video into two parts. The first part is going to be some basic tips or guides, and the second part is going to be more of a battle guide. So the first part, let's begin. Now the first thing is having a good manager. Now it's not a guide, it's probably a requirement of doing good in Clash Domain. If you are not in a good guild, if you do not have a good manager who is dedicated in Clash Domain and do not provide enough time to fix the stuff and make split the teams around to every grid, you will probably face a hard time doing ranking high in Clash Domain. Unfortunately you can't do about that anything. The only thing you can do is probably talk to your leader, and if you want you can talk to them and they will give you a role as a manager, or you can just change your guild, up to you. The next thing which is under your control is editing your team. Now I have said this in the previous video as well. What you need to do when Clash Domain started, you get this random weird stuff that doesn't make any sense. You need to go and edit your lineup. Now personally I like making 6 teams with the synergies, because of the season 1 synergies. They work very well when you use 5 of them. So for example, now here I have 5 Glorians and I have here 5 Ethereals and so on. Make sure you go and edit your team. If you don't edit your team will look very much like this, like probably 2 Mystifiers, 1 Doom, one Glorian, 1 Valianters, something like that, which doesn't work well. Anyways, once that is done, the next thing is blessings. Now blessings is very situational. It depends on how you what is your potential in overall in the group. So for example, in this one, I could be biased, but probably we are the strongest in this group as well. This team Order 96 is pretty good, Delta Omni is pretty good, Marcus is not bad. These other two, I haven't heard of them. They are new ones that I am seeing. These are definitely weaker teams. The other 4 are pretty good. So what we can do is, definitely we will have a hard time getting all of them. Instead, we should try and focus on the ones. For example, now I am in this guild. My first priority should be getting the Avengers. You should always prioritize the synergy that is on the first tower, because this tower will be with you for at least 14 or 15 rounds, if not more than that. The other towers that will come after you get this tower. So you should always use your blessings on the first priority, which will be your Avengers. Now I have asked my guild to activate some blessings for the Avengers, so that we can get that one. After that, maybe we will go for this one or this one. Personally, I think we should go for this one, because on our top we have Delta Omni, which is a stronger team than the one we have bottom, like 322. So we will have an easier time occupying this one other than this one. So we should try and get this one, and maybe next we can go Ethereals or Dooms, whatever you like. And then, it is also important in blessings. If you have spenders in your team, they can buy packs, they can buy offers, which will give you these blue stones. They can be used. If you do not have any spenders, your best chance is getting these ones. You can get per player, I'm not sure about this one, but I think the green ones, you can, each player in one clash domain like period, which goes for 26 rounds, each player can get up to 2. So one you can get when you reach 240 points in the quests, you get this one. And one you get, I think this one is each player in your guild, when they participate in clash domain and get their first battle done, they get their first win, they will get in the reward section over here, they will say additional rewards. They will get additional rewards, and in that additional rewards there will be one of these green stones, so you can use them and get them. So if you have 30 people in a guild, you can get up to 60 blessings if done appropriately. Now this one kind of connects to this one, the blessing one. So what you want is, if you are a manager or if you are in a guild, what you want is ideally everyone should get at least one battle chance so that they can win and so that they can get the green stone. Okay, because you want that blessing. Blessings are very good. You get the blessing, on top of that you also get this blessing. So you can see our blessing count is now 3. If once we get 5 blessings, we will get additional bonus. Once you get 10 blessings, then you'll get more bonus. So obviously blessings are super important. Now you can see Delta Omni has a couple of blessings, and Marquis also has a couple. Just because they have those blessings, not because they did not got many points from these synergies. They got this to level 1, which give guild points for all occupied grids increased by 2% during settlement. So they are already at 408, and everyone else is on 400. So that is for the blessings. Now, what if you are not a strong team? What if you are a weaker team? So for example, this is a weak team, 322. Again, your first priority should always be this tower. After you get this one, you kind of think the same way. This one would be pretty hard for these guys to get, because they will have to fight our guild, which is stronger than them. So instead, what they should do is try and get this one, because to be honest, if I compare 322 guild with this guild, this one is a bit more weaker. So they have a higher chance on occupying this tower than the Valianter one. So they should prioritize this one. And these guys, to be honest, if they are the weakest team in the entire group, they should only get this one and try to maintain them. Do not go for any other ones. Try to maintain, use as much of your blessings to keep on the Valianters. Yep, over here. So only the guild that is on number 1 will get the blessing. Others will just be queuing here. So if I was in this guild, I would ask my guild to use as much blessing on to use the blessing on Valianters and get it. After you get it, just try to maintain the lead. You just want to be on number 1, because you do not have any other chance. Even if you do go and get the other ones, even if you succeed to get the blessings, you probably won't be able to get the towers. Yes, you will get a little bit of benefit from, for example, like these ones and these ones, but this is just probably not worth it. Just wait for the next round of Clash Domain. When it comes, you can probably use those stones in the next round to give you an upper hand. That's pretty much it for the blessings. Is there anything else? Let me think. Now, okay, let's move to the battle part. Now, again, for the battle part, it again comes down to what is what is the potential of your team. Now, I said our team is pretty strong in this group that we are facing. There are also a couple other stronger teams, but there are also weaker teams. So, for example, if I am in this guild, so what I would do is for the first 4 rounds, for the first parts, this part is pretty straightforward. You just need to expand around and get all of these grids. And in round 4, you need to get this tower, move around, straightforward. Expand, and now here comes an interesting thing that I didn't notice before, is the asymmetry. So as I said in the previous video, there would be 6 towers, outer towers, and then will be 6 middle towers. So there are 6 middle towers, and out of those middle towers, 3 of them are different and 3 of them are different. So for example, if I look at this one, so here is our guild, just for perspective. Here you can see this tower. On this side you can see there are 2 grids that can access this tower, but on that side, on the upper side, there is only 1 grid that can access this tower. If you see this grid, this tower, there is 2 on this side, and then there is 2 grids on this side. So this one is 2 tilers on both sides. This one is 1 tiler on one side and 2 tilers on both. Why is this important? Is because because this guild that will come around, our guild that will move around, in round 10 this tower unlocks, and we can't reach this, we can't fight for this tower in round 10. We have to fight for it in round 11, because in round 10 we will be stuck here. We need to get this in round 10, we need to get this grid, and in round 11 we need to get this one. So it's pretty much in round 10, it's pretty much a very free tower for this guild that will just need to go over here. So the guilds that are in this position, and in this position, they can access both of the towers on their sides, because they have these 2 tilers. But the guilds that are over here, for example this green one, if you go over here, they have a 1 tiler over here, and they have a 2 tiler. They can reach this one in round 10, but they cannot reach this one in round 10. They have to wait till around 11. Anyways, once that is done, okay, again, once that is done, these things will open. Now now here you have 2 options. Should you go for both towers or only one of them? And if you go for one of them, which one should you go? Again, obviously, if your team is strong enough, you can always go and get both of them. If not strong enough, just focus on one of them and try to maintain the occupation. Try not to lose it, defend it as much as you can. So for example, here, our guild at the top, we can probably fight this guy, and maybe we will be able to get this tower as well. But if we have to go only for one of them, we would probably go for this one, because this is much weaker. But again, now because ours is an unsymmetrical one, we have 2 tiler here, 1 tiler here. So what we do is in round 10, we will have to go for this one. We will send most of our teams in this one to fight and get this tower. What we do in round 11 is then we will have access to this one, and then we will have to occupy this tower. So pretty straightforward up to this part. Now after this part, after you occupy these towers, these thorns barriers will disappear, and then you will have to go there. Then you have 2 paths. Either you can go to the left, or you can go to the right, or you can just keep it here. This one will open around 15. So what you can do is go grab all these tiles, all these grids, and then wait for around 15. Or what you can do is go on to the left side or go on to the right side. I suggest going on to choosing one side, whichever you prefer, because if you move around so much, if you expand so much, what will happen to you is that you will have so much tiles and so much grids that you probably won't be able to defend them. But it's up to you. You can definitely choose to go on both sides, but I don't suggest it. Now for us, if we have to choose and expand, we will probably go to the downside, because obviously upper side is more stronger, so this side is a little bit weaker, so we will have an easier time moving around here. Once round 15, obviously we will get these towers. There will be 3 of them, one here, and one here. Once these ones are taken, now you cannot reach the other towers, so round 15 you can only fight for this one and occupy this one. Now once these towers are occupied, again the thorn barriers will disappear, and then you have access to this tower. You will have access to this part of the map, and then you can occupy this. Now this part is pretty much a free will. You can your guild, this guild, this is our guild. If you see my cursor, this is our guild. The guild above us and the guild below us, they will all be coming from this side. So there is a very tight area for 3 guild, and then the other 3 guilds will be coming from this side. My guess is not every guild is gonna make to the center. So there will probably be like 3 or maximum 4 of the guilds that will come into the center. The other guilds will just have a hard time moving forward. But anyways, once you get this spot in round 21, this one will open and you can get this. Now, I forgot to mention this in the beginning, but I also forgot this, and actually I did not know this in the first video, is that there are different arenas in Clash Domain. Now you can see in the upper part, Clash Domain Infernal Arena. Now this arena is decided by the game automatically based on your guild's tier. Now in the first domain we were in, I think we were in Diamond 3, so we were in a lower arena where these guilds were not as powerful. So you can see this Shadow Tribe, they have 10 monsters. If I remember correctly, in the other arena they had 8 monsters. So they had 8 monsters, weaker, and these things were equal. I think these things, they had the same star level, but they were level 160, but they're now 180. So there's one thing to keep in mind. So even though this seems like this for me, yours probably would be a little bit different. Now again, everything that I have said is very situational. You always have to make the decision according to your group and how the things are moving. Right now, we are only in round 2. There's nothing much to do. We're just expanding out. But once we reach about here, everything we decide based on how these guilds are doing. Are they just trying to invade us, or are we? If not, then what we can do is use most of our resources, most of our teams on the right side, and try to expand and get as much point as we can. If they try to invade us, then what we need to do is obviously defend what we have. Yes, and yep, this tower in the middle is obviously this gives the most points per round, 2,000 points per round. If you have the Avengers blessing, you will get 4,000 points per round, and if you get higher level of this, what you will have is you will get more bonuses. I'm trying to remember if I had to say anything else. Yep. Okay. So that was my movement, like general movement. That's what I would do normally. If things happen a little bit differently, obviously I will have to take action differently. But that's the general thing I would do if I was in my guild. Now, what would happen if I was in this guild? Let's just imagine I'm in this guild. How would I move? Obviously, the first part is straightforward. Just expand, get this tower, expand. Now, once we are here, obviously get this tower because this is a free tower. Our guild will not be able to reach this in round 10. So this is a free tower. At least you get 1,000 points per round. So it's good to have this in round 10. Just get the 1,000 points. Even if you lose this in round 11, it doesn't matter. Just take this for round 10. And then used most of your teams for this tower, because the guild on our right would be weaker than us, so there's a high chance we can occupy this one and maintain this tower. Once we have this, obviously again we have 2 choices. We can go to the left or we can go to the right. Obviously we can go to the right, but there is no point. Even if we go to the left, it's a harder team. It's a stronger team on a stronger guild on our left side. So it's not worth going and fighting them. On the right, it is this guild. I do not expect them to go over here. They would even if they try to go, they would probably just get slapped and come back. So they probably won't go. So even if we try to go onto the right side, we will face Order 96, which are much stronger than us, and we get slapped and we have to come back. So it's better not to go on either side. Now it's up to you if you want to go and try your luck. But the best thing here I would do is try and not go up and right, but instead go into the territory of this guild, because this guild is a little bit is weaker than us. So what we can do is try and grab all those grids that they have and try to snag those points each round, so that we have a better chance of getting more points. That is kind of the idea. So we kind of move, get all these grids, get these grids. Maybe we will lose this one, but nobody cares. Get this. Now we go in here and get as much of the points, and maybe even get this tower, so we can get at least 2 towers, this tower and this tower. Even if we lose this one to someone, it's fine, we just have 2 towers. But if you don't lose this one, you will have 3 towers, which is still pretty good. Now you're probably wondering, if we go to the right, then we will get invaded from the left, because obviously these guys have the opportunity to come and attack and get all these grids. Again, it depends on your enemy, how they try to move. They can certainly move to this side. What I did in the last time is, after getting this tower, I get 2 extra grids on this side, so that we do not give them any opportunity to attack our fortress, so that we don't have to defend it. If you get 2 of these, what they can do is they have to get this, and in the next round of that round, they will have to get this one. So if we see that we lost these grids, what we can do is we defend them. We defend these ones, and we get the other 3, so that we can cut off their access to the grids that they already have. Yes, that is pretty much how I would move if I was in this guild, because this is probably the second weakest team in this group. Now, what if I was the weakest team in this group? To be honest, there is not much of option. Obviously, just get this straightforward, these grids. Again, go and get these grids. Maybe you can try and fight this one, but it's up to you. But this one is this one you cannot access it in round 10. So in round 11, even if you go, you are fighting order 9-6, which is much stronger. So it's very hard for us to get these 2 towers. What we can do is just expand, get these towers. Once these towers are occupied, the thorns disappear. We can go and grab at least this one, if we could. And after that, don't try to move forward. Just protect what you already have. Even if you go ahead, you will probably lose all these ones that you already have. So it's better to, in this scenario, it's better to protect what you have than trying to greed for more. So yeah, try to protect. As I said, if I was this team, what they would probably do is get all this stuff, get this, and try to move in this territory, because they have no chance going around in here and then trying to contest for these towers. They have no chance fighting and occupying these from order 96. That is pretty much how I would do if I was the weakest team and second weakest team, or if I was the strongest team. This ones again goes the same for us. Now we will go with, let me actually tell you. So these 3, this one, and this one, these 3 points, no, doesn't matter which guilds are here, these 3 points, these guilds will always have a disadvantage because of the round thing. Like I said, like they have this 1 tiler here, so they will not be able to contest for this in round 10. But it's not gonna matter too much if you are a strong team. In my current group, to be honest, this team is unlucky, because every other guild in our team, in our group, is what is this, Master 3. This guild is Diamond 1, and they somehow got placed with us in this group, so they do not have much of a chance to do anything better. They will probably end up in 4 if they do any good, 5 maybe. So they're very unfortunate because their team is not too good. Now this team is also very unfortunate. Even though this team is not really that bad, this guild is quite strong, 908. So most of them are around 900, 500, 800, 700. So it's not really bad. What is bad is the guild on their left and right are much stronger than them, so they probably have to adopt the same strategy as them, as these guys, because if they move around, they can get all these grids, they can get these grids, but they cannot get these grids from Delta Omni. Maybe I could be wrong, but from the statistics and looking at all the players in their guild, it looks like Delta Omni is much more stronger than them, so they have no chance in getting this one. And also Order 96 on their right is much stronger than them, so they have no chance in getting this one either. So what they can do is, even though they are quite a strong team, they have to adopt the same strategy as the weakest team. They will need to go get all these grids, maybe try and move forward if you want to try your luck. But again, it's better, in my opinion, it is better to try to protect what you already have than gridding for more of these grids and trying to push to the middle. It's probably hard. Now the last tip that I will give is not kind of a tip, but it kind of is ironic because it's a guild versus guild game mode, I guess. But if you want, you can go and contact other teams, other guilds leader, and try to come into common terms with them. Just say, we won't be attacking your tower, but please at least have us let us have those small grids so that we can get some points or something like that. Just talk to them, even if you don't want. I mean, that will obviously reduce the excitement in this game mode, because it's supposed to be guild versus guild, but having an ally would probably help you score higher and get more higher ranking. And that's for it. I probably have missed something. I can't remember anything more, but I don't have any script or anything. But hopefully you guys did good in the last Clash Domain, and probably this guide will help you do a little bit better if you did not do good in the last one. And just kind of give you an idea of the next video. In the next video, we'll probably be talking about the new runes purification thing. Yep, this one. That might be a little bit, I find myself, I was a bit confused by all this, but now I'm good. So if you guys want to know about this, make sure you stay tuned for it. It'll probably drop in a couple of days, but if you don't know how it works, it's good to save your resources for now. These are, I don't know, maybe I would call them rare. I do not have them. I only had them, couple of them, but it really depends on what level you are, because if you are at higher level in Celestial Trials, they won't be as rare for you, but for those of you who are lower in Celestial Trials, they might be rare for you. So yeah, save on those resources if you can, and if you don't understand, just stay tuned for the next video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.